Hello everybody. This is I don't know what it is. I don't know what it might be. This book, however, has just been finished. It is John W. Campbell Jr., I believe he's known as. And the story is Who Goes There? You may not have heard of it, but the quick reading eagle-eyed among you will see that it's the novella that inspired The Thing. And you're thinking, this a novella? No. This is a collection of short stories by Mr. Campbell, leading with Who Goes There. And I have recently watched, I think it's The Thing from Another World, which is the original Thing film. And then there was Carpenter's The Thing, which are both quite exceptional takes on this short story, Who Goes There? And I have to say, I haven't seen the more modern Thing because I feared it would disappoint me, so I didn't bother. But getting into this book was actually quite entertaining. It was a little bit of this film and a little bit of that film, and a little bit all of itself. And I have to say, I'm quite impressed. Unfortunately, this is a collection of short stories by Campbell, and the other stories are different. They're not quite the calibre of Who Goes There. They're quite frequently very different. We're talking a 1930s sci-fi writer, so things are pretty out there sometimes. I think it's the last two short stories in this collection are actually horrifically depressing. It's the kind of sci-fi that I'm glad sci-fi has moved away from. Yeah, where like he goes to, for one way or another, someone or somewhere happens to go to the end of all things, and there's one chap that, what does he do? I think he rides some kind of device into the sky, and then inexplicably and with no explanation at all behind anything, like you think it's coming, it just isn't. He ends up on Earth during what I think the theoretical scientists call the Big Chill, that moment when the universe is spread so much that everything is freezing and becoming nothing, and really fun time. And this chap goes wandering about, and it's just depressing. Like, I just don't see the need to go there as an author. So from this experience, I will take Who Goes There, exceptional little story. The rest of these stories in this little collection, to be quite honest, I don't think they're worth reading. However, where this video might veer off severely is that I have the unedited full script version of this, which was released later after his death, I think, in a story called Frozen Hell, which is the author's original take on Who Goes There before it was edited down for more politically correct times. So once I've gone through that, I'll have a kind of second go at the book, and after that I have a short collection of stories inspired by Who Goes There. So I'm going down the rabbit hole of The Thing, basically. So whatever happens next is what happened next. See you in a second. Hello again. This is Frozen Hell. The name at the top is John W. Campbell Jr. and this is the kind of uncut version of the book Who Goes There, which is the basis for the movies The Thing. And this is superior, in my opinion, to Who Goes There? It's got a better opening. I like it better in almost every way, I think. I can't think, I mean, what kind of irritated me about the other version, the Who Goes There version, was that I think it was Gallant's published it, and it was just full of really stupid spelling mistakes, like, all the time, and like that kind of thing just like stands out like a sore thumb. And it's like they decided to do away with proofreaders and proofreading in general, and just decided to go with like an algorithm or something. And this algorithm just can't see stuff. There's a couple of spelling things in here, but I mean, off the top of my head, 2. Whereas the other book, like, there were so many, like, I was wondering if the sentences made sense. Something I didn't discuss about Campbell Jr. in full was that his prose is awkward. It's remarkably awkward for me. I don't know if it's a 1930s thing or what, but some of the way he lays out stuff, and when like typically when he gets into conversations, he has a dialogue laid out in front of you that's so conversational. It's like you have to be in the room to understand it, and that's not particularly good writing. However, there's no getting around that Frozen Hell and Who Goes There are both fantastic stories. You can read them both and enjoy both and debate to the end of your days, which is better. For me, this one wins out. And at the back of this particular edition, this is crowdfunded, this published copy of Frozen Hell. And at the back there is the first 5 very brief chapters of a sequel written by the guy who like helped rediscover and get this published and all that kind of stuff. Am I convinced it's going to be great? I am not. But of the books relating to The Thing, I still have more to come. So don't hold your breath. Well, actually you can do, because for you it's going to be seconds. For me it's going to be quite a while, because I only just started the next book. So yeah, see you in a second. Hey, okay, so Short Things is a collection of essentially fan fiction brought together by Betancourt, the owner of the estate of Who Goes There, which is interesting and probably a bit unfortunate, if I'm honest. He states at the start of this book that all of this is just fan fiction, and the only story that is canon in the Thing universe is his story, and his story isn't that much to write home about. Mostly these stories aren't much to write home about. There really isn't much to them. Some of them are just horrendously awkward. Like, you know, I mean, it's fan fiction, so like one of them, like this is the Karen one, where the Thing is in a box and they turn it into different shapes and inject it with like chicken, and then like it pops out a chicken and you can cook and eat it, and it's just really bizarre. What else we got in here? There's one about there's like a couple of entertaining ones. There's one about 2 men trapped in a room, or secured in a room in Area 51, and it's their job to go through things mysterious, and one of the things that comes in is a diary from the original survivors. That was quite a good story. There's another one about the Thing being like on planet to such gross misrepresentations of what the Thing is or what it might be for, but basically the Thing is on Earth to look for a new planet, and then humans track it down, torture it, it falls in love with a human, just awful stuff. Uh, I mean, reading stuff that's sometimes this bad, this amateurish, really puts me off reading. I don't know why I do it to myself, because it's probably been at least 2 months since I started this book, and it's just troubling. That picture you saw there, that was about things taking over models, which seems a very odd thing, like models on a yacht, and again, just misinterpretations of what the creature is and what it does. Purposefully so, it seems. So, like, you know, why these are in here? There must be better fan fictions than these. There must be. That one's about a dog that gets taken over, and then it like telepathically asks its owner for help, and its owner's like, okay. There's one of the good ones. That's the one in Area 51. I think there might be two to do with Area 51. Yeah, and they just explore characters that I don't really, you know, there's not much in here that needed to be done, bordering anything. The exception, Chelsea Quinyabo's story, which is essentially like Star Trek, where humans aren't the lead species, but they're joining this intergalactic race. And the Thing, for the sake of the story, is rolled up into a ball and stays in that spherical form the whole thing. It's got nothing to do with taking people over, it's got nothing to do with anything like that. And that's the best story there. I don't know what to say. It's absolutely bizarre. It's a bizarre collection. And it's an unfortunate way to end things, I think. If you're going to read Who Goes There and Frozen Hell, and you know of short things, I would strongly suggest you don't bother yourself with short things. Hilarious as the title may be, I mean, it really does tickle me. But unfortunately, a bad way to end the Who Goes There series for me. So hopefully you can avoid my mistake if you decide to read the other two. So that's all I've got. That brings my Thing review full circle, and I've got something else that I'm getting back to now, something that I was reading when I picked this up, because these 3 books came to me unexpectedly. So I can get back to this other thing, and this other thing, this book I'm reading, the next book that I will review, is something really quite special. So I can't wait to share it with you. So that's it, that's all I got. Farewell.